Welcome back to Matchday number 15 of the ESL Pro League Season 4 North American Division. It's our last game of the day. Selfless gaming up against Splyce. Selfless picked up the first map, and they did it not particularly convincingly, to be fair.
It looked like it could go either way at one point. So heading into the second one here, Selfless's pick of Cobblestone is, well, a little interesting to say the least. It's not one of their best maps, I would have thought.
It's certainly not one of Selfless's best maps either, surely.
No, it's not. Yeah, exactly. It's not one of Selfless's best maps.
Yeah.
And they picked it.
Ah.
Right? So...
No, Splyce picked it.
Splyce picked it? Did
yeah,
they? Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 90% sure that's correct.
Well, we'll go with that. So if it was a Splyce pick, it was a good pick.
Yeah, that's my point. Because
if Selfless picked it, it was
we saw yesterday, right? We saw Selfless yesterday against NRG, and they got 16-5 here. Again, if you have a look there. Look at that. See, Splyce is first. That means it's their pick, Elfish guy. That's how the graphic works.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't know, 16-13, not convincing. Splyce definitely with the potential here to bring this back to a 1-1 today. I'm sure they'd love to do that. It's currently sitting in 14th place on the ladder, which is not necessarily ideal, but definitely potential from them. That was an okay game, just maybe a little bit lacking on the CT side. They had such a good first half.
They definitely did, and well, I mean, coming onto Cobblestone, it's a little bit more of a T-sided map here, so maybe something there to take away for Splyce. If they can get a good start on the T side, maybe, or even if they can just come back into the second half on the T side, regardless. Maybe Splyce here on the T side, it can pull them through. Although, in saying that, they did look like they were just lacking a little bit there at times against Selfless, who obviously were able to pull through on train.
Do you feel like anyone for Splyce has the potential here just to turn up and not to bring this back?
All of them have really actually had their rounds. So we just need one person on Splyce to really come in with maybe multiple rounds or a pretty consistent performance for maybe like a half a map or something like that. Arya had like a couple of good 3Ks. Machine Gun as well had some nice clutches.
Machine Gun did some good lurks as well, just holding the same point, finding a lot of frags. And a couple of times, actually, I think he saved a couple of those rounds for them as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's potential here for Splyce. I think that's really what we can take away from the first map here. But definitely coming into it, Selfless have looked a little bit better. And they should probably not have too many difficulties here on Cobble.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. I keep going back to the fact that they really struggled yesterday against NRG on this map. But NRG, obviously, a top team sitting about 4th place on the ladder. And obviously they got punished. But up against a team like Splyce, maybe Selfless will just be able to overpower them here on Cobblestone. I guess we will have to see. Yeah. But certainly, I would suggest it's a 50-50 call here on Cobblestone.
I'd be leaning just a little bit more to Selfless, I think, off the back of that performance on the first map. But, yeah, it's going to be close, I would suspect. I'm going to go maybe about 60-40 sort of thing. So I'd say probably Selfless to close this one out, something like 16-12. All
right. Well, I'm going to go 16-12 as well, but I'm going to go 16-12 for Splyce. So we're split. Yep. Split straight down the middle, Elfish guy. And we'll be ready to get into the pistol round in just a second. And we'll see that Splyce starting off on the CT side, and Selfless starting off on the T side. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to jump into the pistol round here. We'll see what these boys can do. And, be interesting to see if Splyce have any CT strats they want to play out here in this first half.
Okie dokie. Well, let's have a look and see. Splyce starting off with just a pretty normal setup. The smoke and the defuse kit there on Arya. It's relatively default. Selfless, of course, have got a pretty standard setup for themselves as well. At the moment, it does look like the T side heading in towards the B site, potentially through drop room, but they've sent a couple of players up in towards that A-bomb site just to try and draw a rotation, and it's definitely worked. There's only 2 players left on this B site, one in the drop and one over. Well, actually, there's only one. That's a decoy. I get decoyed out, but it's okay.
Well, it's weird because it's an O and not a 0, right? Like
it looked like a 0.
What's off-putting and Crucial does find 2 frags. Now 3 left alive here. Nifty, Caboose, and Mitch. And they're going to be able to get this bomb plant down over on the B site. There we go. The retake now ready here for Splyce. They have numbers. And maybe they'll be able to make this work. Potentially at range as well with these USPs. One goes down. Caboose in a good spot. Finds one. Mitch does take down Crucial as well. Nifty holding back behind Hut. And he peeks out. Finds a frag. That leaves Arya. And Arya going to get caught out as well. So Selfless. They had 3 alive on the plant, and they took them down 3v4, one at a time, and came through with the round win.
Yeah, it was good strategy from Selfless. It definitely worked out very well, and Splyce got caught out by it. Obviously, heading into this one now, Selfless will have a bit of an advantage. Although Splyce is going to buy into it, so they don't want to let anything go here. They're going to try and pick up this second round.
Couple of players heading out towards Halls and Drop here for Selfless. The remaining three are going to look towards the A side. Aria pushes through the smoke. Don't even know what's going to happen there. We didn't get to see, unfortunately. Ooh. Machine gun down on Life Nifty as well. There we go. No one sitting just on the edge of the smoke there. Finds a frag. Asilion pushes through down into water just to try and hold them back. And it looks like they're going to try and make their way onto the A site, which is definitely the easier of the two right now, with only Asilion here ready to go. He fires through, finds one, tries to get a second, but gets traded out by Caboose with the AK. They really move slowly here. They're checking. I guess they don't know just how many are on the site. The answer was to begin with 0. But the rotation now comes out from Splyce. They'll send 2 over here. We'll see 2 players coming in for Selfless as well.
Davey just trying to push aggressively into no one, and he's going to get caught off by a couple of Selfless members, but indeed, he is the one that's doing the catching as he picks up 2 there. And now, as things swing back in the favor of Splyce, it's a 2 versus 3, and a gun should be retrievable here for Davey. He's going to go and grab that Khalil. Not looking too bad now for the CTs, although Caboose is going to be able to take down Machine Gun, and that opens up the B-bomb site. Yeah,
Selfless essentially buying a full rotation here out of Splyce for the life of 2 players, which I don't know if that's necessarily a great trade, but they get the bomb plant down, and they're in a 2v2. Davey, the only one on his team with armor to work with, and they find him straight away. That leaves Crucial with the P250. And both Caboose and Mitch are tagged up, but they should be able to peek from the same side and trade him out at worst. Mitch, there you go, going to find that frag as well. 2-0 up here for Selfless on the T side. Splyce going to be forced into an eco once again.
Alrighty, well, I mean, that could have been a little bit worse there for Selfless, but in the end, they get the job done, so it could have been worse. Selfless buying back into this one with the MAC-10 there on Mitch. He'll try and clean up a few kills, get a bit of extra cash in the bank there. Of course, Splyce at the moment, just the P250 on Davey really is the only thing that they can count on here. The USP is probably not going to have the best of chances up against the AKs of Selfless. And, well, Mitch leading the charge onto that B-bomb site. He's going to catch off one. Does pick up an easy kill. The back-turned Aria.
Look at that, straight through the wall there with the USP onto Mitch as well. Now with the bomb plant down, not really much that Splyce can do, having stacked down on to CT ramp. So this will be 3. Oh, look at this, great work. Davey finds a weapon. And, I think that should be that. They'd love to find one more potentially, but I think it's better that Davey, and he decides that that's the right move, just heads back out away from the action here, brings this AK to round number 4. No one does find Crucial. And round 3 going over with relative ease even to Selfless Gaming here, just losing 2 players. But so far, so good for them. Splyce buying up into round 4. And the AK certainly helps. And AWP looking like it's going to head over to Crucial as well. We'll see what they can do now. They actually have some weapons to work with.
Yeah, although the anti-ecos for Selfless haven't been all that great, they probably will be able to afford to buy into the next round even if they lose this one. But yeah, definitely need to shore up a couple of those anti-ecos and keep a couple more guns into them if possible here for the Selfless guys. But this, of course, is not going to be an anti-eco as Splyce have decided to buy into it. Crucial, peeking straight up there and does pick up Caboose.
Yeah, great first frag. Takes a bit of damage, but definitely worth it for now. They're going to try and use some utility here on to the B site, but only one player will sit there, and that will result in 4 players willingly waiting for Splyce over here. Mitch has pushed all the way through. Even though he's the only one there, they're convinced that this is the site they want to play. And the bomb, on the other hand, will rotate over to the A site. And Asilion by himself off the back of the A site with a ton of work to do. Look at that. Mitch managed to get all the way through there.
And he finds another.
Yeah, that's... Wow, great play. Breezy goes down. Asilion finding the frag. It's a 3-on-3. We'll see what Asilion can do up the back of the site. Davey fires through. His spray is good.
And this AWP for Crucial now should find Mitch, but actually Davey is going to get in there a little bit quicker and picks that one up. The bomb dropped and no one is going to be there to pick it up.
Wow.
Nobody.
Selfless really should have won that round. They had great positioning. They had 4 players from Splyce on the wrong side of the map. They had plenty of time to work with, but they just got caught out pushing through onto the A side.
Yeah.
Just didn't work.
It looked good for a moment for Selfless, but in the end, not the case, and they will be able to afford a buy here. Mitch going to be running away with a Mac 10 even, on a Tech 9. Still though, it's not a bad situation for Selfless. They're going to head towards the B site again this time. At least it seemed that way. They are starting to rotate back though.
Yeah, the bomb coming back towards A for now. They're going to leave 2 over towards the B site. We'll see whether Mitch can have any success this time around. No, he does not. Crucial didn't push forward. He held back, found that frag. No one fires through. Almost gets a tap, but not successful. Looks like they're going to go up through onto long A here and try and push onto the site, but I don't think that this is going to work here for Selfless. There's numbers here for Splyce ready to go. They might catch them out again.
Potentially. Selfless are going to have to get some nice entries here, but that's a good flashbang. Oh, wow, an even better shot, though, from Nifty. Through the flash, gets the pick, and now back to a 4v4. Selfless are going to rotate all the way back over to the B-bomb site. I mean, they have the time to work with here, and Breezy just over towards A-long is going to see if he can pick off someone on the rotate. Might not get the timing right, though, it seems.
No, maybe not. And I think perhaps the guys from Crucial got the memo that they were trying to rotate across. I could pretend to tell you what's going on here, Elfish Guy, but I'll just pretend they're on the B site because I suspect that's where they are. And they're pushing out onto the B site and they're getting frags. And they're on now and they're about to plant the bomb.
People will
what
actually
if
think
this is what if this is exactly what's happening?
Well, it could be, but we don't know.
About to jump onto the bomb. Oh, it's back to us.
Hello.
I was actually looking at the screen to see what was happening, but there was nothing there.
There is nothing there. Okay, we've got at least one feed of game, and it is looking like it's going to be Splyce to take this round out. Selfless, their push onto the B site clearly didn't work out.
No, it did not. So everything I said was an utter lie, but I couldn't see what was happening either. So it was like 50-50 chance, mate. Like, potentially they were going to push into the B site, potentially they were going to die.
Potentially.
And from the direction or the position that that bomb was dropped, you can tell here that that Splyce actually caught them out on the rotation back through. I think that one player who did get caught out originally down in water probably was able to give the boys a bit of a shout out that they're moving across now. They're rotating back towards B. We'll move on to round 6, Elfish Guy, and this time it's an eco coming out for Selfless, and they are pushing out towards the B site to begin with.
Well, again, heading over to the B direction initially. Selfless, of course, don't have a very good buy into this one. It's going to be down to Breezy with that AK to come in here with a couple of good entries onto that B site. As of yet, though, Selfless haven't committed to it. They've actually decided to fall back a little bit as well as a result of that smoke. So Selfless, again, just playing very slowly here throughout their T side. Like, it's similar to what we saw on Train. And it worked out on Train, although at the moment, on Cbble, perhaps not.
Yeah, Davey's sitting back. He finds a couple of shots, but no frags. Breezy pushes through, does manage to pick up Machine Gun. They're now pushing out to the site, but Asilion in a good position there with the M4 to find these frags. Let's see if he can get some. Flashed out is what happens, and Nifty doesn't see him there behind Rock. Asilion finds one, finds two, finds three! Oh, wow, and this will be 4. Look at that. A great round from Asilion. Splyce going to pick that one up. Selfless getting decimated as they push out onto the site.
Yep.
Did not work.
Definitely did not work out how Selfless would have liked, but Asilion's going to be pretty pleased with that one.
Yeah.
And now heading into this round, Selfless will be able to buy into it again. Breezy with just the Tech 9 this time. Wouldn't mind seeing something of a quicker play, though, coming out from Selfless. We've seen the slow plays quite a few times in a row now, and hasn't really worked out. Just try and maybe get in there quickly and catch Splyce off guard.
Well, doing it with weapons certainly helps than trying to do it on an eco round that can make life a little bit easier for them. And the moment the bomb's sitting towards B holes, but 3 player out towards long A. And straight up, Mitch finds the header Crucial there. So it's now a 5-on-4. 2 players on both sides here for Splyce. They're split across this map. I'm not sure exactly what they're trying to do, considering the bomb is over towards B. Obviously, they can try and find their way out, rotate back across. looks like that's what they might do. Move down into water, come back through halls. Definitely a potential. But looks like they're going to try and move into drop, maybe split onto A. I don't know. When you've got the numbers, you want to play that number advantage, surely.
Definitely, of course. And at the moment, Splyce have started to rotate the bomb back over towards the A-bomb site. 45 seconds still left on the clock. It's not a difficult prospect here for Selfless to get into that A-bomb site, especially considering they're going to be going up 4v2 in just a second. Though in the meantime, Davey has been able to pick up Mitch, so that was the rotator that would have been sitting in the drop room, and a good kill from Massilian. Will drop the bomb. He needs to find another one here, though. No one is going to challenge him, but already the CT's with an advantage. It's a 1-for-1 trade in the end. Davey is doing some good work with that AWP in this round, and all down to no one in a 1 versus 2.
He is, and he has to go A side or get these frags. He's not going to be able to get to B, and Davey right up the back of this site. This should be easy. He drops down, finds the frag. No one dies, and every time I say no one, it tilts me. Because
yeah, it tilts me a little bit.
Easy tilt.
I wonder if he does.
He's
chosen that name on purpose.
Wow.
I'm sure.
4-3 the score here, and Selfless now not going so well on the T side. We say this is a T-sided map, and they're 1 round down onto going to force in a little bit here with Tech-9s and some armor. That's all we're going to see. Going to push out quickly by the looks of it onto the onto the B site. Sorry, but that will require them just to push through the smoke. A machine gun is watching here. He's been flashed out, and Davey fires through. Between the two of them, surely they should clean these guys up. That sees Nifty, the last one left alive. Again, he's got the bomb. But very little for him to do here. Crucial can just stay alive with the AWP, which he does. And not a bad anti-eco coming out for Splyce.
Definitely not. Splyce really across the board so far on the CT side have looked pretty good. Selfless haven't been having really all that much ease getting any openings into any of these rounds. So another buy will come out once again for Selfless. And on the T side, yeah, they'd be looking towards something like 6 to 7 rounds at worst. And at the moment, they're nowhere near that. Splyce definitely looking good so far. Whoa.
Yeah, look at this. Straight into water, something we haven't seen them do at all so far this game. Now up into the ramp, flashed out. Aria finds one. Swaps to the nade, decides to swap back. Will they line up? No. Finally going down to Mitch. It's a 3-on-4 here. They're on the site. There's no one else there. They should be able to plant. And they're going to catch Splyce off guard. 3 players for Splyce sitting in between A and B side. And I wonder if they're going to go for the retake. I don't think it would be a bad idea if they can do some damage here to the economy again of Selfless.
Yeah, maybe if they can get one quick pick here, but otherwise, if the timer ducks away too much, okay, there you go. That's your pick. Caboose is going to go down, and now Splyce will have to make their way in. That timer starting to tick away. They do all have kits. Machine Gun's going to go and pick up no one as well, and now a 2 versus 2. Machine Gun will have to sit on this bomb very shortly, and he taps it and forces the player forward. But Davey, I don't know if he's got there in time.
I can't imagine that this is going to be successful. It will not. Selfless wins the round, but a very messy round at that. All 10 players are going to find themselves dead. Still a costly round for both of them, I suspect.
Yeah, I don't mind it, though, from Selfless. Just changing things up, going a little bit quicker into that A-bomb site. Definitely caught Splyce off guard, and I mean, they were able to win the post plant as well, I guess, considering they won the round. But now a double setup coming out from Splyce. That's another change up from the CT side.
Again, they're going to push towards this B site. And 3 players at the moment for Splyce here ready to go. Mitch just at the top of drop. Waiting. He's got a flash, he's got a molly he can use. And again, if he doesn't come in quickly, but he does, that helps. Finds one, finds the second as well. Machine Gun goes down, and Mitch is sitting on 2 HP here. And that leaves Aria with an AWP that he'll try and save. That'll be 5-5, Elfish Guy.
Yeah, not a bad result now for Selfless, and they've got the momentum in their favour. Not sure what the economy is looking like at the moment for Splyce, but it'll be getting pretty low shortly. In the end, Selfless probably not going to lose a play here. Doesn't seem. Whether or not Aya's going to try and peek out that window, I guess, is really what remains to be seen. Nifty should close this one out, and does. A very good round in the end there for Selfless. And well, now we get a bit of a peek in towards the economy for Splyce, and it is broken. It's gone.
Yeah, not looking so great at all, is it? So Selfless following up what was an okay round where everybody died, with a good round where they all went pretty well and will manage to keep a good economy coming into round number 11. And what they need to do is they need to go through and pick up like at least 3, probably 4 preferably, of the next 5 rounds here at Elfish Guy to put themselves in this key spot. They push out, force their way out onto the site, and there are 4 players here from Splyce ready to go. What can they do with their pistols? A bit of damage is the answer. Machine Gun and Crucial both finding frags, and now they have the player advantage. The bomb, however, is swapping back around, and they're on the rotate.
Yeah, not really actually a bad stack coming out there for Splyce, and 2 AKs now in the hands of Machine Gun and Crucial. Potential now for Splyce to come up with something here, although Crucial is dropped down to 32 HP. Hasn't got anyone to drop that AK over to, and Davey, he's under fire, or on fire even.
Yeah, exactly.
Both a bit, I guess. In the end, no one and Breezy getting into that A-bomb site. No troubles at all. Machine Gun, probably with this AK, best option is just to save it.
Certainly is. If I was him, I would be turning around and trying to get out of there and give them something for the next round to work with. 6-5 will be the score here as Mitch will catch out Machine Gun. So, once again, Splyce will lose all their players, probably forced onto a, I was going to say an eco, but instead they're going to buy.
No,
it's not
last round.
Not going to be great.
Yeah, it is going to be a bit of a subpar buy. Though they get 4 M4s out, so it could definitely be worse.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing where you could definitely double eco into this and come out with something a little bit better. But instead, they're going to try and make something of this.
Yeah, they want to get as many rounds in this first half as they can. So, buying into this one, Splyce, and now Selfless once again making their way towards the B area. They haven't really used drop all that much, Selfless. So potentially something for them there if they can get in quickly. No one's in a good spot, though, to potentially find one if they peek out into his sightlines. Not going to happen in the end.
No, Machine Gun up the back of the B side on platform, just hoping to find a frag, but instead they choose to go through drop into connector here. We'll trade this out. Davey might find some frags. There's one. Might get caught out from the side, though, if he's not careful. He does. Nifty finds that one. Asilion going to smoke it out. The 2 players left alive. He finds a frag. The bomb carrier, well, the new bomb carrier going straight down. And Breezy throws the smoke, jumps up here into drop. Might need to trade Asilion here as well. It's now a 1-on-1, so that would probably be ideal. Asilion with the flash. They surely know the bomb is there, but you'd like to think that maybe he can grab that one and get out. He will head back towards this this A site for now, and Asilion just with a flash grenade to work with here. Let's see how he wants to play it out.
Or is he going to get a pretty safe plant in the end? And it's all down to Asilion now. He doesn't have a kit to work with, but he's got a flashbang, and he does have plenty of time as well, so he can make something of this for the CT side. Just has no idea, though, where Breezy actually is holding. He'll pop the flash out there by the truck, but Breezy avoids it, and Asilion hasn't actually spotted out Breezy yet still, so plenty of time ticking away. And Asilion, oh, he's getting so close, but Breezy playing this one well, and now Asilion starting to make some noise. Breezy will surely find this one. He knows exactly where Asilion is, and that timer ticking and ticking away. Breezy has played this one quite well.
No kit,
Asilion's
though.
got no time at all.
No, has to run away from this round. And Selfless will pick up round number 12 here, 7-5 the score. As we said, if they can bring this out to 10, they would be feeling pretty good about this. Splyce, on the other hand, it's their map. They're starting CT. Obviously, the T sometimes have an advantage here, depending on who you're playing. A lot of teams do prefer that T side. To be fair, it's been interesting. The A side actually has been almost the more successful side here for Selfless.
I would say it will. I would say it has been actually. Typically, T side tend to favour the B side a little bit more, but generally speaking, Selfless have actually started off in the direction of the B side and rotated back over to A. So
yeah, they have. They have.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Selfless are too keen on really utilising the drop room. They haven't done much with it throughout this entire first half so far. And they throw a couple of Molotovs and utilities into the drop, But once again, all 5 streaming out onto platform. Massilian is going to pick up 1 there. Although in the end, it's looking like Splyce have got the better of it. 1 for 2. Now 3 alive for Selfless against 3 of Splyce.
Yeah, 3 on 3 here, but still an undergunned, under-armored Splyce Gaming. And Machine Gun jumps out, finds this AK, one taps, and now no one is the player who's left. He has to plant the bomb or perhaps try and make something of it. He decides instead to try and duel Machine Gun and loses the 1v1. Splyce brings it back. Well, when I say Splyce, what I really mean is Machine Gun brings it back. And look at that.
I mean, it was about time Machine Gun was about due for some frags, really. Look, he's only got 6 total throughout the first 13 rounds. Heading into the 14th here, we'll hope to see him continue to pick up a few frags because that's where some of the frags are missing from Splyce. At the moment, though, Selfless with another good opportunity to pick themselves up around. They have a decent buy into this one.
Again, we're going to see 3 players over towards the B site. The bomb, however, sitting back in courtyard out towards A. We'll see how this wants to play out. Still plenty of time to work with, and Mitch, the only one at the moment for Selfless with probably not a great buy. There's only so much you can do with a Mac-10 up against armored targets, but maybe if you can find a headshot onto someone that might help, maybe onto Crucial or Asilion, depending on where he plays. No AWP also going to make life difficult. 1 minute, 5 seconds on the clock. They're going to pop themselves down here into drop room, and Davey gets picked up. So that's the start they need, potentially. Mitch can find a good weapon down there as well. And with this 5 on 4, they're going to have to make a decision which way they want to go. It looks maybe like it's going to be A.
Does seem like that.
Nah, bomb coming back. Bomb coming back, Sloz.
Sloz?
We've seen a couple of times where they've cut off the rotate from B to A and planted A, that's all.
Oh, Machine Gun picks up 1 before going down. So in the end, still player advantage for Selfless. And they are making their way over towards that B site. Though Splyce have got a decent read on this. They have 3 players in that direction, and Crucial with 2 very good AWP frags is going to make things a little bit more difficult now for Selfless rather. As you can see, the bomb's dropped in the A site. Aria and Asilion to close it out. So Splyce 7 on the board now.
Yeah, looking much, much better here. And to be honest, I think the A site probably would have been the better choice. That AWP on Crucial going strong. Aria only on 4 frags for the whole game, less than ideal, to be perfectly honest. You can say the same about Breezy. He's sitting on 5, but still 1 half of Counter-Strike left to go here. Plenty of time for people to redeem themselves in this game. And it looks like they're going to push out for this last round over towards the A side.
Oh, coming flying into the drop room is Mitch, but only managed to find 1. And now a couple of kills going the way of Selfless overall. It's a 3 versus 3, although Selfless have lost quite a lot of HP in getting into this situation. Crucial though, he's going to be able to find Breezy. Asilion should find no one. It does. It's just down to Caboose.
We'll find the player currently known as no one. And yeah, that leaves Caboose by himself here, and Davey in a spot to prevent him from getting this bomb plant down. The bomb plant itself means nothing without removing the last 3 players here. They're tagged up players as well, so maybe he can find these frags. He's going to head to the site with 2 players on it. We take a look at who's who. Crucial on 2 HP. He's probably the first one that might see Caboose, but he does have an AWP as well. So, and he
that
spots
little hole in the wall.
Intentional hole in the wall, I'm sure, Elfish Guy. And after all of that, Splyce comes through with an 8-7 CT side. A pretty good first half for them on their map choice of Cobblestone. We're going to take one last ad break, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be back with our last half of Counter-Strike of the night.
He's going to get the 1 kill in that bomb. It can't be done in his own. FNX has to stand up. Oh, he gets the triple FNX. Oh my God, what a way to win that round. They don't have a smoke, so this AWP is still.
A quick break is a short break.
That is true.
It's also a good break.
Yeah, I think that's where you were going with that one initially. Still, as you mentioned, it's a good break. I like to get back straight into the second half here, and well, really can't draw too many conclusions from that first half. I think things are pretty even at the moment, so could be looking towards a very close second half coming out here.
Yeah, well, if we go off that's definitely potential for that to be the case here. The B site is where we are going to start this round once again. No surprises there, really. Davey going to find the first frag there. Mitch up the back of Coop finds one. Aria goes down. Crucial goes down as well. Machine Gun finds a frag. Asilion pushing through Coop, trying to take out that CT. Breezy finds the bomb carry, turns around, finds another. He's in a 1v1 here. He's picked up 3 frags. Can he find the 4th? Davey probably in the better spot. And he finds a headshot to win the round.
Some nice pistol work across the board there from both teams, but Splyce does come up with the win. And they'll be happy with that. Selfless don't really look like they're going to be forcing into this one. I mean, they don't really have too many rounds to play with, so perhaps that's not a bad idea. Would like to see a couple of P250s, maybe on Breezy. He's got a little bit of extra cash. A 5-7 coming out. Actually, they are going to force into it. Very late in the piece.
I love to see force
Had to discuss it for a while.
Yeah. Fun times, and they're stacking the correct side here as well. Let's see how this armor goes up against the Mac 10s. One down. We're going to find a second. Asilion does find Caboose there. Mitch pushes in with the 5-7, but he gets traded back by Crucial. Machine Gun gets nifty. And now this force might be the end of the action here for Selfless. Yeah, Breezy in the last one left. And I guess he just saves what he's got.
Well, he's got head armor, so that's a pretty significant investment. As well as a 5. I mean, they can take it into the next round, maybe find something with that. In a 1v3 on the retake, he almost has no chance. So, yeah, not a bad decision just to save this one through. It'll be 10 on the board, though, for Splyce. And straight into the second half, they've already got onto a pretty decent lead. 3 rounds is obviously going to be difficult to come back from here for Selfless.
What do we both say, 16-12?
16-12.
Yeah, my 16-12 is looking better.
It is looking a little bit better right now. Still, though, plenty of time in this second half for Selfless to come back into it. Probably not next round.
No, they'll have to eco.
Well, indeed. Unless Breezy can come up with something big with this 5-7. Although, really, how many times have I said that throughout this series so far, and it's pretty much never happened. I think maybe one time Machine Gun was able to clutch something out with an AK.
Yeah, well, look, the one time you wanted to say it was with Ape on the P250.
Yeah.
Instead, it was me saying that he probably...
Yeah, you were casting, so I would have said it, though.
No, you wouldn't. No, you would not have said that.
No, I definitely wouldn't.
No. Because it should not happen. Again, heading out towards the B site. What a surprise here on Cobb B Stone. And, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you got to... I guess you need to add the L at the end. Cobb L Stone.
You probably tilted Twitch chat.
Well, that doesn't take much, to be honest. It does not take much.
Well, you tilted me.
Okay, that doesn't take much either, mate.
No. Not really, but Breezy, he does find himself a Mac 10, and he's the one with the armor, so let's see what he can do with it. The answer at the moment is not a whole lot. He pulls out the 5-7 and gets the job done with that, and now a 2 versus 2.
It certainly is. What can they do? Breezy, you said, what's he going to do with these weapons? Well, he finds 3 frags in this round, Elfish guy. So maybe you were almost right. But Asilion here, he's got the advantage. He's got the armor, the AK.
Yeah, this is
the smoke grenade, and Nifty. He's got a USP.
He does have a USP, and that's it.
A USP, a hope, and a dream.
If Nifty wins this,
yeah,
surely he doesn't win this.
Well, I don't know. What is...
Where can he get a gun from? He's pretty close to the B site. Like, there's a lot of guns on that B site, but he doesn't know where Asilion is. If he can find a gun, if he can even just find the 5-7, it's going to increase his chances in this round.
There must be like
so
4
much.
guns over there to pick up. The one problem is he doesn't know what...
Well, he doesn't want the Mac 10, really.
No, he doesn't. Not up against an AK. And 12 seconds on the clock. We can see Asilion using all of his time. Nifty now knows where the bomb planter is. And he's going to go down anyway. Splyce wins the round. 11-7 now the score. They're starting to get a bit of a lead here on the T side. This last half of Counter-Strike for the night. Let's take a look at what Selfless Gaming will be buying into this round. There's the AWP onto Nifty. Breezy finds himself an M4 as well. And pretty similar buys. Just spliced a little bit ahead on utility.
Yeah, and Splyce making their way over towards that B site once again. This time Mitch holding in a bit of a different position. Although the smoke is just obscuring the vision of both teams for now, so we should be expecting to see just a little bit of slow paced play for now. Until that smoke fades, then probably there'll be a re-smoke from the CTs again.
Just waiting for the moment out towards the B site. And, yeah, okay, we'll just drop... we'll drop one decoy that pretends it has a USP. Mitch there, going to find a couple of Molotovs onto him, down to 69 HP, gets forced back. They fire through the smoke. Machine gun almost finding a frag. And Davey finds his way safely into drop as well. So potential here to split out onto the site, which won't be a bad push at all. They'll have numbers advantage onto here. How can Caboose play this? However, he finds one. He does. Turns back around. Does he fire through the smoke? He knows that Crucial is there with the AWP, and he finds the bomb carrier and the AWPer all in one. And that leaves Davey to get cleaned up in the end. Selfless finally winning a round. A round they really needed to pick up, back to 8 and 11. But still money here for Splyce to spend should they choose to.
It was definitely a good round there. They take 2 guns, 3 guns even through to the next round. Looked like they were going to take the double up setup, but in the end, Caboose swapped out the AK. Or swapped out for the AK. Selfless just going to be heading into this one with, well, more of a regular setup, though 2 UMPs is less than ideal. Splyce, of course, have got just some pistols, a little bit of armor on Aya and Asilian, but yeah, probably not expecting too much out of this one. Nifty, oh, he's going to spot out machine gun, won't manage to land a shot, although the second time he does. Davey's already been dropped down to 16 HP as well, so not a good start into this round for Splyce.
No, not a great start on this force, but still potential to make something of this. Nifty does find Asilion, and now that makes it just that little bit more difficult. They're going to trade it out or swap around even and come into the clutches of Mitch from drop. He finds one. Potential here for him to find Crucial as well. Easily done with the UMP. And the force not working out for them this time around. Now 9 and 11. Selfless starting to bring this back. To be fair, Elfish Guy, they need to get to 12, so my prediction is right. But still, Splyce in the lead. And looking pretty good considering. Certainly... I think closer than maybe you thought it was going to get.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it turns out in the end, of course. But at the moment, things are pretty close. Splyce on a buy again. See what Crucial can do with that AWP. He looked pretty good so far on the CT side, but here for Splyce on the T side, things have not been quite as good. In the end, they're playing slow once again. This time, though, favouring towards the A side.
Yeah, about time. Finally going to go to A. A site that actually Selfless played a lot on their first half, and we'll see whether Splyce can have the same success that Selfless had. They've sent 2 over towards B for now, and that will continue to hold 3 CTs over towards the site. When I say 2, I mean 1, because I can't count.
Well, a minute left on the clock here for Splyce. It's about time to get executing into those bomb sites, although they don't really have too many utilities to execute with. Aya and Asilian, a couple of smokes. They're probably just going to rely on the aim in this one. Breezy is going to be able to take down Machine Gun, and a good start to get into this round for Selfless on what is not the greatest of buys, considering those 2 UMPs. If they pick this up, though, for Splyce, it's going to be a pretty bad situation. And now, 4v5 as Splyce make their way onto the A site. It's Breezy again with a frag in this round, finding 2 overall so far. Looking for a 3rd at the moment, but he's very low on HP. No one will be able to trade him out. And in the end, Selfless pick up a pretty easy round with 4 guns taken through, 3 AKs. Pretty good result. They've upgraded their guns overall.
Yeah, Splyce waited quite a while to get onto the A site there. The rotations came across from Selfless, and they were in great positions there just to eliminate them one by one as they tried to push onto the site. So overall, a great CT round there for Selfless Gaming. Splyce going to be forced onto an eco against some Tech 9's armor. Other than that, let's see how they do. Trying to rush out here into drop. Looks to be the play. Wow. And no one finds Asilion very, very quickly there. The 4 remaining players here from Splyce deciding that drop is not the way they want to go and instead would like to die out towards platform.
Yeah, all of a sudden, a switch has been flipped. And Selfless have come alive here in this second half. They've just looked fantastic in the last few rounds. Splyce with no real answer. Well, I mean, it is an eco, so... we'll see what happens in the next round. Crucial does manage to pick up Mitch, but again, another very good round coming out for Selfless. Losing only 1 gun. The economy is looking very good for that CT side. And it looks like we've got a pause.
We do indeed. So, look, as scores are tied here, Elfish Guy, we take a look at this economy, Splyce need to decide what they want to do with this money that they have. It's definitely a bit to work with. Do they buy? How do they buy into it? I suspect they probably would, but what what are you doing? Where are we pushing? Selfless, on the other hand, they've got plenty of money, potential to go double AWP if they want to. I guess they don't feel comfortable with that second AWP on their team.
I don't even know who would really take the double AWP. I don't think we've seen anyone.
Well, that's it. We haven't. Yeah.
Take that AWP and really make any good use of it. So, yeah, just a single AWP is fine for Selfless. It's been working, so why change it up? Splyce, on the other hand, they need to figure out whether or not they go towards the A or the B side, or figure out what they want to do. I mean, they've been getting into the B side okay, using drop. So I'd say the B side feels like it's a little bit stronger for Splyce, pushing in that direction.
So yeah, just a confirmation. Splyce taking attack pause here. Again, trying to decide what they want to do. And look, they're definitely in a position where they can win from here. It's their map. They've been in the lead a few times. And they'd love to make this a 1-1 today. Selfless, on the other hand, if they can pick this up to go with yesterday's 0-2 against NRG. I wouldn't say it's redemption, but it's points on the board.
Yeah, well, I mean, going into NRG, they probably would have felt like NRG would have a bit of an advantage in that one. But this
I
time,
think most people would agree.
This time, Selfless coming in here with perhaps a little advantage of their own. So, yeah, to go 2-2 overall wouldn't be particularly awful for Selfless. I get, as you say, some points on the board, all important.
Yeah, well, that's how it works, isn't it? So, I'm sure we'll be coming out of pause shortly, but Splyce really having a pretty in-depth conversation here, Elfish Guy. Maybe they're deciding what they want for dinner as well.
Maybe.
Just trying to order out there on an app somewhere, ordering delivery. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be doing.
Machine Gun's probably like, let's get some takeaway.
Let's see. Plenty of time to look at these scores, and we can see Aria really 6-18, having not the best of games here.
No, and
Splyce tonight, unfortunately.
Was looking pretty good on train, actually. But this time here on Cbble, not feeling so comfortable. Davey, at least, is fragging pretty well for Splyce, although when you look on the other side of the ditch, Selfless got Mitch up there on 24. He's doing quite well. And a bit more of an even spread, I'd say, from the Selfless lineup. So everyone getting involved for the CTs at the moment. Splyce, on the other hand, yeah, just having to carry Aria a little bit.
Yeah, and when the game is so close as well, if Aria was on another 10 frags or thereabouts, up there with a lot of the other players on their team, even up to 12, doubling what they're at.
Yeah.
That
that could be a couple of rounds, yeah.
Exactly, and we'll put them at potentially a couple of rounds away from victory here. So instead, we're back at 11-11. Maybe Ari's been playing, I haven't really been paying attention to the exact positions where he's been playing. Maybe he's been sitting over towards the A site on the CT side. Not getting those. I guess in reality, Selfless were pretty good in terms of splitting between A and B, their attention on attack. So I don't know, plenty of excuses to find, but overall, I'm sure Ari would prefer to be on more than 6 frags right now. But yeah, this is a very long pause.
It is a very long pause. Well, some serious discussions, I guess, going on for Splyce, really. They're going to buy into this one, so there's not really a discussion in that sense. Maybe thinking, do we take a glass cannon AWP or something like that? I don't know. I doubt it.
I don't know. But at the end, what we're going to do, ladies and gents, we're going to take a quick break and we'll jump right back in as soon as this game is unpaused and ready to go. I hope you're all enjoying your moment of online entertainment here, Elfish Guy, with the ESL Pro League. We're in to round 23 here. 11-11 is the score. Splyce up against Selfless Gaming. And we just came out of a pause here that Splyce decided to use. They board into this round. We can see that Aria going to be stuck on that Galil, but everyone else with a pretty good buy. And the bomb sitting towards the A side. 2 players sitting towards B right now, along with 4 players on the CT side. And look at that, Nifty being pushed up there onto drop as well. So maybe potentially able to get the drop on them. And straight away, Machine Gun burns to death there. Aria gets found out again. And Splyce in a difficult position with 3 players left alive. And a minute 10 still remaining on the clock.
Yes, not a good start into this one for Splyce after their own tack pause. And generally speaking, after a tack pause, I think the conversion rate is pretty good. Not in this case, it seems. Although, I mean, still players alive for Splyce, so not over just yet. But definitely weighted in the favor of Selfless for now. Splyce slowly making their way out onto that A-bomb site, trying to peek the angles, and as of yet have not spotted out any of those Selfless players.
No, just holding back, allowing them to get onto the site, and Davey actually will find no one. Davey goes down, Mitch finds a frag, and easy peasy, Crucial gets found out as well. I should have said easy peasy breezy.
Yeah,
but
that would have been a good one.
That would have been a good one. Can we go back and do that again, guys?
Yeah, bring us the replay.
Yeah, but Selfless coming out of that pause, pick up the round and force Splyce back on to what is essentially this force coming out with Tech 9s that allow them, I guess, to buy into next round if they lose a little bit better, potentially. It won't be great either if that is the case.
Breezy's pushing quite aggressively here and in a good spot. He finds 2. Doesn't quite get the 3rd, but Nifty does. In the end, Crucial is actually able to take down Breezy. And, well, back to a 2v3 is Crucial with that AK in his hands now is being a force to be reckoned with.
Certainly is. Aria with the AWP wanting to do some work. And no one in his sights right now. He does spot out. No one finds the frag. There we go. It's a 2-on-2. What can the guys from Splyce do? The bomb carrier so far up. I was about to say Caboose lurking in from behind and picks up Aria there. So now the bomb carrier, the last one left, and it's Mitch up the back of this A site, ready to go, ready to find Crucial. Is he going to... You need to check this.
He will.
Finds it, and we'll get the plant down as well. That leaves Caboose a very long way from the action here.
Yeah, it's going to be a massive rotate here for Caboose. Going to jump down through the drop room, and we'll have to hightail it over towards the A-bomb site. He does have a kit to work with, so a little bit of time, but he's going to have to be pretty quick about finding Crucial. He does have a flashbang as well. Let's see how he goes about this. Peeking out, and, well, Crucial obliges.
Yeah.
Hands over a pretty easy kill in the end to Caboose.
Really did not make him work for it at all. 13-11 now the score here, Elfish Guy. Selfless getting ahead of this. Now what will be interesting to see what Splyce has to work with in terms of funds. There's a bit there on the board, actually. A couple of them maybe limited utility, we'll see. But no, looking pretty good. So they forced in, I suppose, with Armor and Tech 9's last round, allowing them to buy this round. And they got it, to be fair, considering what they started with, it was an okay result. But it would have been a much better result to find that round win.
Yeah, it definitely would have. And now it puts Selfless onto 13. Striking distance away from the 16th round that would, of course, give them the victory. Again, Splyce have defaulted back over to the B-bomb site this time.
Yeah.
They're going to have to go up against the AWP of Nifty, as well as a couple more rifles for Selfless. And for now, Splyce have just slowed things down. It looks like they might be setting up for an execute here, though.
Yeah, that's what it appears to be, and irrespective of results tonight, Elfish Guys, Selfless and Splyce have at least given us a couple of close games.
Yep.
And a little bit better than what we saw yesterday. Certainly, they're going to try and force their way through the smoke here. Nifty looking through. Will find a frag. Machine Gun goes down. And Aria and Asilion both tagged up. Make that Crucial, and Aria both getting picked up. And Davey now, the last one left for his team. Splyce getting ripped to shreds here as they try and find their way out into this side. Now 14-11. Selfless starting to run away with this game. Splyce in a very, very difficult position.
Yeah, although the losers round bonus will allow Splyce to buy back into this one. So, I mean, I guess they've got a chance here. It's not going to be the best of buys. A Mac 10 coming out on Davey, which is a little bit of a questionable decision for me. I would have felt someone from Splyce would give up their AK and give it over to Davey, considering he's been the one that's been doing the majority of the work for Splyce. But maybe he just feels like giving that Mac 10 a run.
2 players towards B halls for now. The other 3 sitting outside water. No one up onto drop as a boost. And Aria might catch him out. He does. Has to duck back down away from the flames. It's 4-on-4, 1:25 on the clock. They push towards A. Breezy over there to do some damage. And he just needs to wait this out, I think, and play it smart. Surely he can call out to his team that half of his opponents, all of his opponents, are over here now ready to go. And they will slowly make their way across. And he actually decides to come back out onto A long and drop down into water. Allows the bomb carrier over to the side here. They should be able to get this down. Let's see whether Selfless, I think he didn't like that position.
Yeah, and Breezy is going to be taken down there by Aya. He was going to have to be a really crucial player on that retake for Selfless, and now he's gone down. The work is all the much harder now for Mitch, Caboose, and Nifty, who will now start to push out of the connector. Aya is going to be very low, and he's going to be taken down. It's a 2v2 now after that short passage of play. Now Crucial and Asilian holding in a nice crossfire. Mitch is going to go down. Crucial will also find Caboose. And there you go, Splyce on the board.
Certainly back into it now. 14-12 the score. So much money over here for Selfless, though. They're like rolling in it. They're like Scrooge McDuck, right?
Yeah.
Got the money pit all ready to go. And yeah, very, very easy there for them. Let's see how this works out, though, because Splyce going to take AKs all around into this round, and once again heading towards, looks like maybe the B site. No, boost up into drop at the moment. And the bomb moving back towards water now. So A's worked for them potentially a couple of times. B has been less than ideal here for Splyce, so maybe they're going to decide that A is where they want to try and make this happen.
Well, I mean, to be fair, neither side has been particularly kind for Splyce, but they did just get a good round on the A-bomb site. Potentially they're going to go for that once again. Situation was a little different. Selfless didn't have as much of a holdover in that direction, but Davey coming in from drop could become a key player here for Splyce. If he can get one here, and the rest can go onto the A site, it could be huge, and he does find no one. It's now looking like the B site might be again the option of choice here for Splyce. The rotate has come across.
Yeah, it certainly has. The bomb back towards this B site. Splyce with 50 seconds on the clock here to make this happen. They've got plenty of utility. We can see Breezy coming in from behind as well, but he's a long way away from making something happen. That means Mitch is the only one currently on the site. Nifty pushes through from mid here, but Davey is ready to go with his AK. Should find him out unless Nifty gets him first. No, not going to happen. Mitch and Breezy are the last 2 left alive. Mitch finds one. He finds a second. It's now 3-on-2. The bomb goes down. How are they going to play this out? They want to make something happen. And Breezy finds one but gets traded by Machine Gun. That leaves Mitch. And Mitch gets found out. 14-13 the score. Splyce string together a couple in a row here, Elfish Guy. And potentially able to win this game. Splyce fans going mad right now, I'm sure.
It's an important one now for Selfless. Their economy is not looking that great. And the losers round bonus hasn't ramped up all that much. So next round, their buy, it's going to be okay, but it's not going to be a buy like what they've got now. This is definitely going to have to be the round that they will want to be taking away. Selfless now heading out with a 4 stack over towards the B-bomb side. A couple in drop, a couple on the site proper. But Splyce again have started off over towards the A-bomb side.
Yeah, that's what they'll go with this round. And we can see that Machine Gun has pushed through a little bit, trying to find some frags here. Just going to drop back for now, maybe up towards drop instead. Davies up there. And, he just checks. He doesn't want to get caught out by someone being boosted up like a couple of rounds ago. Only one player on the A site, that's Breezy. And he's up the back towards the side itself. So if Splyce were to decide to push across into A, they'd be in an okay spot to make something of it. Minute on the clock though, and again, still plenty of utility here for these guys to work with and try and find a way onto this site.
Comes down to this one. Splyce, it's looking like going through drop might be the option again for them. Davey, for some reason, just taking the MAC-10 away. Maybe that's just a personal preference of his. But it would have felt like Arya would be dropping that AK over to Davey. Still though, see how it works out. He's going to drop into the drop room and hasn't spotted anyone out. But now making his way to the window. And actually a couple of these guys up on towards B plat. Nifty, he gets down He gets taken down. Machine Gun is going down. Davey picks up one. Cillian picks up one. And it's a good result overall. 3 for Splyce, none for Selfless.
Yeah, we can see Aria over there towards CT ramps as well. Maybe in a spot to chase down these last two CT players. And when I say that, he just gets cleaned up by Breezy. But this will be 14 each now, Elfish Guy. And the guys on Selfless going to try and save these last two weapons, which they should, of course, be able to do here as they managed to make quite a bit of distance away from their opponents.
It's pretty important that they do save those 2 weapons through to the next round because, as I said, their economy is... Yeah, it's not going to be great next round when they lose this one, but it does seem like Splyce are pretty keen to chase this down, and Davey, with that Mac 10, he's the one to do it. Charging forward very quickly. Breezy will be able to take him down, but might get traded. No, in the end, Cillian goes down too as well to Breezy. And Mitch picks up Crucial. So not so bad for Splyce. They're going to be able to rebuy into this one, but definitely taking those 2 guns through to this round here for Selfless has been extremely important. And they're going to be able to get a not awful buy through to this one as a result.
Well, they were sitting on so much money a few rounds ago, and the ability to bring in 2 more actual weapons in combination with 1 M4, 1 FAMAS, and the MP9 here is going to combine to something potentially they can work with. They're going to 3-stack over towards the B site. Let's see whether Splyce decides to rush on out and try and take this site quickly. I don't know if it's going to happen, though. Plenty of work to be done still.
There is plenty of work, although Selfless are now making their way out onto that B site. Selfless, of course, holding on to it. Mitch and Caboose finding one apiece. Mitch finding another one for himself. And now Splyce have just suddenly fallen apart at the last hurdle. It's looking like it's going to be 15 for Selfless, unless something can come up big here for Splyce. And it's not going to be Davey, all down to Arya. And that's it. Nifty finding the final 2 frags for a total of 2 overall in that round. 15 on the board now for Selfless, and they'll be able to afford a very good buy into this one, considering they saved 4 guns from the last one. Splyce, on the other hand, things are looking a little bit grim.
They certainly are, unless they can show us that they are the masters of a Tech 9 armor rush, Elfish Guy. This could be a Selfless victory.
Last time they had a Tech 9 armor, they got down to a 1v1. Crucial wasn't able to clutch it out, but maybe.
Maybe. I'd love to see it. I really, really would. We can see 2 players pushing quickly out towards long A and now dropping back here for Selfless. Just checking it out. There's no one there. All right, guys, let's get an idea of what's going on. 3 on the B side is now. It's going to be up through water. Do they go ramp or do they go up through long? It's going to be ramp, CT ramp, Crucial all the way up. Good timing there on the smoke. He gets through almost unharmed, but the Molotov comes out as well, and he should go down. Now 3 left alive. Make that 1. Machine Gun, the
2.
last dream. Well, I don't count Davey on 2 HP, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. It was close to being close, but at the end of the day, Selfless will run away with it.
We did say it was going to be close.
Yeah.
16-14 was a little closer than both of us expected, but in the end, a good performance to close that one out.
It certainly was. Overall, a really good day of Counter-Strike. Let's take a look at the schedule from tonight. We can see the games that played out. First game of the day, Complexity versus Renegades. Complexity took them down 16-10. And I would suggest going out and taking a look for that ace on the P250 from Ape, if you haven't seen it. An eco-round ace, no armor. Very, very impressive from him. They then went on to Mirage. Renegades took it out 16-8. To be fair, what was pretty impressive form. Onto Train, it was Selfless Gaming's pick, and it was, to be fair, pretty close.
Yep.
And we headed over to Cobblestone, as we just saw there. Another close game. Splyce, twice in a row, doing okay, but just not, in the end, having enough.
Yeah, they just quite didn't get it. They didn't quite get it done. They had this good comeback, and then eventually, just at the final hurdle again, tripping over.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us for today's Counter-Strike action. We will be back tomorrow at the same time for some more CSGO. We'll see you then.